know, Brevin, it was about a week ago. It was actually a little more than a week ago, media day for the Grizzlies last Monday. And I tweeted out, we talked about it on the show last week, and I tweeted out right after we interviewed John Morant about his goal this season, about playing all 82. And it got all this response, right? Thousands of people responding to this tweet. And a lot of people saying, oh, that's great. That's great to hear, blah, 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 blah. Well, now he has a sprained ankle, and apparently everybody kept receipts, and it's my fault now that he has a sprained ankle. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But he's still on pace to play all 82.
Thank you. I was about
because
to say.
this is the preseason.
Yes.
And these games don't matter. So, take that, you receipt-keeping people.
Sons of bitches. That's the only good thing is that it's like getting down early. You're going to get down in the game.
Get down early.
If you're going to get hurt early.
That's right.
So hopefully we'll get it out the way early.
That's right. Welcome, everyone, to Night Court, another edition of the large program. I'm Rob Fisher. He's Brevin Knight. You can catch us on Twitter at The Fish Nation and at Brevin Knight 22, and you can watch every episode here on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and you can listen wherever you get your podcast as well. Kenny's here.
Hey.
Kenny's here. Good to see you, Kenny.
Good to see y'all.
Good to see you. We got some preseason. We got a basketball game to talk about. A game.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Man, we went on a little hiatus. We came back, and bow, basketball is here.
And pow, the Grizzlies came out and looked amazing for a first quarter. And then all of a sudden, pow, the Pistons looked amazing. And it was a tale of two quarters in the first half, and then the second half just kind of extended it.
Yeah, it was just at that point, Detroit, they had the momentum and they kept it. The Grizzlies made a run in the third quarter. They got it back. I think they even tied the basketball game at one point, but there was too much Detroit. But I think what we saw in the first half, we saw how good they can be. Mm-hmm. But then the second quarter, we saw the struggles that could be also with this team, and it was. I thought the second quarter was kind of a microcosm of last season, which was the turnovers. In the first quarter of the game, I think the Grizzlies had 2 turnovers in the first quarter. They were able to put up 42 points. They shot a high percentage. They moved really well. The second quarter, I think they come up with either 8 or 9 turnovers in that quarter. Everything becomes stagnant, and it allows Detroit to get out and run and create momentum. And Cade Cunningham showed why he was by far the best player on the floor in that game. And the reason why he was a first-time All-Star and garnered all of the accolades that he did because he was that good. But I think for the Grizzlies, wanting to play fast, a huge concern with the playing fast will always be the turnovers because that's what derailed them last year. And in this game, in that second quarter, it was the turnovers again that just threw them off pace.
Yeah. My favorite part of the preseason game was a preseason moment for the Detroit Pistons last night when they sent 4 guys out on the floor. And then they get a technical for only having 4 on the floor, and JB looks at the official just with a dead serious question-asking look on his face, and he said, "Why can't we play with 4?" And then he looks at him and says, "I like our chances." And I was like –
Number one, you like.
That's funny.
I love JB. You just love him because he is intensity personified.
Oh, yeah.
When he's coaching, it's so crazy to see how different he is when he's not coaching as opposed to when he's coaching. It's night and day people in those scenarios. But when he asked it, I was sitting there like, I didn't know that you can get a tech for having not enough people on the court. I just thought it was if you have too many.
Right.
But it's now I learn something new every day. I learned if you put 4 out there, you can get a tech.
That's what preseason's for, to find out things
to
like
learn.
that. All right, well, we talked about the Grizzlies at their worst possibly in that second quarter. One of the big things is without Jaren, without Edey, you knew this coming in. Rebounding was going to be a problem. Right.
Yes.
And last night it was 55-38. You're out rebounded, and the discrepancy was even bigger than that earlier in the game. So Tomas, even after the game, said, it's got to be everybody. Everybody's got to rebound, and you hear that a lot from coaches. You hear it a lot from players. What do you have to do? Well, everybody's got to rebound. All right. So how do you do it though? We know it, but how does it have to happen?
Well, the big reason that it didn't work in last night's game or in that game against Detroit was because it was the size difference. You just can't make up for that. Everybody can try and everybody can hustle, but when you're just not as big, as big height-wise, as big size-wise and strength-wise, then you're going to be at a disadvantage. You're going to have to then try to out-hustle, out-scrap, but also the ball's just going to have to bounce the right way a couple times to be in your favor. And so I think that as much of everyone has to be involved in it, sometimes it just comes down to the other team was just bigger than you were, and that put them in a position to have better rebounds. I thought the bigger issue, what hurt them, wasn't just the rebounds, though. It was just the interior defense to stop them. And then, conversely, on the other end, not enough interior scoring on the offensive end. That was a difference because I think it might have been almost minus 40 in terms of points in the paint.
64 to 24.
Yeah, so exactly. Man, that was pretty good. I was right on point with that.
Good job.
So that was, I thought it wasn't second chance points. Detroit had. It wasn't. They had
25.
So the second chance points hurt with the rebounding size, and so yes, everyone has to do it, but you also have to just get some guys back, so you have size guys on the floor to give yourself a realistic chance.
Right.
Because when we always say, people say positionless basketball and those type things, but I'm like, no, it's not positionless basketball when the guy over here is that much bigger, or they have multiple guys that are bigger. That's an advantage on their end, and so. That's what happened to the Grizzlies. You're asking guys who are supposed to be playing your 2 and 3 to play your 3 and 4. You're asking your 4s to now play a 5 position. It's just it just in terms of the number, it just wasn't going to work out. And to Detroit's credit, they made it an advantage after the first quarter.
Right. Well, the first quarter was great, and I guess if there's a positive when I look at the box score. All 5 Grizzly starters were a positive.
Yep.
Including Ty Jerome, who was a plus 22. That's in a, 16-point loss? He was plus 22. KCP was a plus 17. I thought those two stood out as far as guys who looked really good last night for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and the good thing is those are going to be rotation guys.
Yeah.
So you would like for the rotation guys to look the part. And we talked about with Ty Jerome is his versatility to either be a point guard or play off of the ball at times is going to be crucial for them. And we saw, with him starting the game in that point position, giving him a guy that's played the position last year in Cleveland, he was thrust into it because of their injuries in the backcourt, with Garland being out as much. And so he had a chance to play more and do more. And so I just think it'll be good for this team. Another ball handler, another guy that can create his own shot, but another guy that can also get guys involved. And the size that he has also is big. And then KCP, if he can get the good looks that he's accustomed to getting, then we'll see the good three-point shooter that he has been throughout his career. Last year was a down year, an anomaly because he didn't have his point guard. And so that hurt him somewhat in terms of the looks that he got. But, they look good. And I thought the first quarter looked good because I thought there was maybe some type of continuity between that group. Mm-hmm. As the game goes along and now you start using different lineups, guys that maybe play together a little bit in practice, but the other team has their star on the floor. I thought that was the big difference in the second quarter. And you just see the difference between a team in the Grizzlies that is trying to learn new things in terms of the offense, defense, how they want to play, new players be on the team. They're a learning versus a team that is building upon what they did last year and finishing out what Detroit was able to do. They're building on what they were already doing, and you could see in that game that they were just adding on to a base. The Grizzlies were a team that was still trying to figure out what their base is going to be, which is expected at this point in the year.
Yeah. All right, the whole speed thing. What'd you learn about the speed?
They couldn't do it because they weren't getting the stops defensively.
Yeah.
So you never had a real chance to see the speed aspect of
Boy,
it.
you said in the fourth quarter, what I want to see the rest of this game is I want to see one transition basket, and we didn't get one.
We didn't
had a lot of opportunities,
right,
but didn't get one.
And it wasn't even like good. It wasn't like 2-on-1 break, 3-on-1, it was never that. It was just kind of like we could have it. No, almost had it,
Right.
but man had to run a play. And so with the speed side is you have to create those opportunities. And so a lot of it was defensively they weren't getting the stops to be able to get out and run. And also to Detroit's credit was every shot that went up, they contested with an offensive rebound.
Mm-hmm.
So there weren't a lot of clean defensive rebounds that allows you to outlet and then run and maybe get ahead of the defense. So I think it's, it was the first preseason game, and you had a lot of your regular guys didn't play. And so you're asking guys, some who've never played against NBA people, other guys who had a lesser role to go out and play and compete in that fashion. So I think the execution will get better as they go along. But there was, like I said, I stick to the first quarter being something hopefully that you like to build on and minimize the second quarter.
Yeah, and then I think we know we're going to be without Zach Edey for a while.
Yes.
I thought Jock Landale proved himself the word you use for big guys all the time, serviceable.
Yes, and it was a good pickup because he's been around, he's played multiple roles. Now the thing that surprised everybody, especially Isaiah Stewart, was when he made the 2 threes.
Yeah,
like just when he shot on the first one he shot, Isaiah Stewart was like, "Cool, go ahead and shoot it." And then he made it. As soon as he made it, he looked at him like, "Huh, he ain't supposed to make threes,
coach."
Right? What y'all told me he doesn't shoot. And then he made the next one, and it was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." Like it won't be an expected thing on a nightly basis.
A JV thing.
100%. It was the same way. It was like every now and then you see that they can do it, and then they do it. It's like, oh, cool, that was good. But he'll do the dirty plays. He's gonna set good screens. The reason why Ty Jerome had a good first quarter, was able to get downhill, was because he set good screens. He rolls at the correct angles, and so I think he will do us very well while Zach Edey is getting himself back. But you need to have Jaren next to him.
Yeah.
In order for it to work at the level you would like for it to work, because now it gives you another scoring big on the floor, a rolling big to the rim, and he can do those things that he is good at. You don't have to ask him to do more.
Yeah. A lot of people, I think, came to the arena last night, and the one guy they were excited about seeing the most was Cedric Coward. And you being one of those people, he had a rough night.
Yeah, I think it was you talking about the rust of not playing basketball in months.
Since November.
Right. And then your first game is I'm going to play against NBA players, and I'm going to play against the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Who play basketball with a different mentality than a lot. There's not a lot of friendliness going on the floor for the Detroit Pistons.
Right.
It's not a lot of, I'm going to kind of let you do what you want to do. It's not that. And so this was I thought it was a nice introduction.
Yeah.
Into the game. And you got introduced to guarding what is top talent in the NBA and what it looks like in action. Not watching it on film, not telling, but you got to feel it and see what it's like. And so, yeah, the shots didn't go down. Hopefully, I was talking about wanting to see that transition because you would like to see them be able to play in spaces where they can show their creativity, where they can just play basketball. Mm-hmm. I think that would be good for him. That would be good for Gigi. That would be good for Vince. For guys to get a feel for the game, not just in stagnant basketball. And so hopefully, as the games go along, we're able to see him do that because he made a back to the basket move late in the fourth quarter. He was on the right box, back to the basket, a little fake turn, a little turnaround jump shot, and it was like, man, it looks good. Like it looked like that's a move that he can make. But he really wasn't into the rhythm of the game. I would love to see him in the rhythm of the game and now making that move. But defensively, he defended multiple positions, moved his feet well. There was no moving him off of his spot throughout the game. But the offensive side, I think, will come as it becomes better for everybody. I think then it'll become good for him also.
Yeah, the things that impressed me, I thought he was quick with his feet, like you said, and I thought the other thing that was impressive was how much he was talking on the floor.
Yeah.
Yelling out things defensively and just talking the whole time. And so I thought that was good to see.
I can't hear that stuff. I have headphones on.
Yeah, I know, but
makes it a little bit tougher to.
You know, I almost got hit by a ball last night.
Bro, and I watched the whole thing happen, and you never knew that. It was literally like, there's a game going on. What are you doing?
I was checking out all my tweets from people mad at me about Ja's ankle.
It's literally like the people that get hit on the front row of a basketball game.
I was writing down a note, and all of a sudden, I just saw a blur go by my head, and I'm like, was that the ball?
It's the rail right behind you. Like, literally, I laugh, and people are like, oh, I get hit with the ball. It's like, well, if you're sitting close to the court, the one thing you may want to do is
pay attention.
Pay attention. Bro.
Yeah, and
so we got good seats at this arena.
I know. I got very lucky that because it would have been really bad if it smacked me in the head.
And your glasses fell off and everything.
And I went back and there was on video. That would have been terrible.
I would have been forced to laugh at you on TV. I would have been forced to.
I know. It would have been terrible. It was good to be back at the arena, though, and good to see some live basketball and playing against another team. And we get to do it again Wednesday and Saturday.
Fantastic. Go basketball.
Go basketball.
No, but I can tell you, it'll be interesting to see the growth from game to game for the other guys. Like, it's no need in talking about the Ja and Jaren. We know who they are, what they're going to do.
Yeah.
We know you can etch in when they're playing in the game, you can etch in what they're going to do. But how are the other guys going to continue to progress? And not so much like I think Ty Jerome, you know, like Casey, the veteran guys, you kind of you feel comfortable expecting what you're going to expect from them and that they can do it. But the other guy, the younger guys are going to be very integral in how this goes. Santi is going to be really big for this team and how successful they can be with the rebounding, with the scoring on the other end. But all of his versatility is going to have to be on display. And so it's going to be interesting to see how he, Vince, Gigi, Scottie Pippen Jr., because his role now may change somewhat. With Ty Jerome. He was accustomed to – he was a guy that was now stepping into the role when Ja Morant wasn't there. And so now when Ja is there, you know, that may be a bump down for him. So it's going to be interesting to see how these next games play out. I just want to see everyone just get better, see the team start to be able to play the way they want to play for longer stretches so you get a better feel for what they could be.
Yeah. All right, some other NBA stuff.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
This is a great stat for you. The Warriors will be the first team ever to start 4 players over 35 years old on opening night. Al Horford, who's 39, Curry's 37, Jimmy Butler 36, and Draymond's 35. 4 dudes over 35 starting. And they're not even the oldest team in the league. The Clippers are older than them.
The resurgence of the veteran player, baby. These teams have doubled down on the fact that the game still needs vets. And vets can win in today's game. Let's go. I feel bad that I'm going to be sitting around on some of these nights. I feel bad being like, come on, Clippers, don't make me look bad. Come on, Warriors. But it's like,
no
but the problem is it's like, damn, it's the Warriors and the Clippers.
Yeah,
it's just
no
like
kidding.
2 teams that we have had such battles with. Our fan bases don't like each other, and so I'm a little bit on both sides because you're an old head. It's the old head player in me that's like, yeah, you little young bucks, we can play the game too. But it's like man, to hell with them teams, and then those damn, I don't even like. I don't like.
You need to watch them and see them fail. See this old deal fail.
No.
Yes. Jeez. Did you know Jake LaRavia, our old friend Jake LaRavia, threw out the first pitch at a Dodgers game? Boy, how times have changed for Jake LaRavia. He threw a pitch out at a Redbirds game once, and then didn't get any playing time, and then was just shipped off to Sacramento. Now he's playing for the Lakers and throwing out the first pitch at Chavez Ravine. Are you serious? And
he was the first call that they made.
Yes.
When free agency came about. How about that?
My goodness.
I told you that Jake was going to be a player in this game.
Okay, well, we'll see. Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague
says a lot lately. I mean, I'm going to be real with you, bro. Jeff Teague never used to talk.
Really?
Like when we played, I don't think I ever heard him talk very much. Now, this was just playing against him. I never hung out with him. It was just and then now is boy, he's a talker.
Well, here's what he says about Kevin Durant.
Okay.
You know how I feel about KD. I think he's one of the best players ever, but I don't think he has the ability to take a questionable team and elevate them dudes to a certain level. Is he right?
I mean,
I guess my question would be, what team has he elevated? Did he elevate the Warriors? I mean, they were pretty great without him. He might have elevated them a little.
I mean, I guess you would say with the Thunder, but he had a really good running mate in Russell Westbrook. So you wouldn't say that they were. You would say that they elevated the franchise. The two of them together took them to those places. But in terms of mediocre, you would say he really didn't do Brooklyn. Didn't do much for Brooklyn. Phoenix really didn't do much for Phoenix. I mean, it's a statement that would be hard to argue. I would love to be able to be like, man, you ain't right. It's like,
yeah.
It's not going. It doesn't change his greatness of how great of a player he is, but the statement can still be true.
Yeah. Wow. How about that, Jeff Teague? Bringing some knowledge. Some statements.
Man, this you just said to me, and in my mind, I'm trying to be like, well, what?
Yeah. Pat Spencer, Cam's brother.
Sign.
Our own Cam Spencer,
Yeah.
Pat Spencer, with the Golden State Warriors. He was asked at Media Days about, he was a undrafted guy. He was a late second round guy, maybe. I forget, but he was a lacrosse guy before he started playing basketball and got drafted. And he was asked about his success as being a guy drafted, and he said, if you're a guy who can connect the dots but also do some other things, knock the three ball down, there's always going to be a place for you in the league. Unfortunately, there's a lot of organizations that are stuck in the bottom that continue to value length and athleticism over IQ, and they tend to stay in the lottery every year.
Hey,
is he right too?
He ain't wrong. The thing is, eventually, it's not just metrics that say if you're a good basketball player. Like I always say that to people. People just be like, oh, he's tall, so he's gonna be good. Like that doesn't mean that. Or he's small, or he's short, he can't do it. That doesn't mean that at all. It just comes down to, can you play the game or can you not play the game? And because it's a team game, can you play within some type team structure that allows? Because if you just want to say just straight individual talent, there's a ton of other people that can be in the NBA. If you just say this is on straight talent. Nothing else. Like, you just go out there and just do one-on-one. You're great. But that doesn't win for you.
Yeah.
And so, it's in some way in basketball, you have to be able to look at someone and say, is that talent good enough to help me win games? And then there are certain guys that defy all of what you say. They play the game the right way that helps you win. They may not be your star guy, but they're the cog that helps you win.
Well, the great example is Draymond.
Yes.
I mean,
he's going to become
he's not an athlete. He's not. I mean, he's an athlete, but he's not. You don't look at him as an athletic specimen.
No. And
you look at him as a smart basketball player.
There's going to be a Hall of Famer because he was a fantastic teammate.
Yeah.
Like he is an ultimate role guy, and that's no knock. That's not to say that if he was allowed to do something else, he would do it. But the reality is, he is the ultimate role guy. And he helps you win. And so I think there's a lot to what he said, is because just because somebody is taller, they're longer, they can jump higher, doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're just a better player than someone whose metrics are different than that.
Right.
And that it makes you have to work maybe a little bit harder than just being like, oh, well, no, we'll just get him because he's taller and can jump higher. And maybe you got to like dive a little bit more into their game.
Well, it's funny that he said this because the Warriors have been victims of this as well. I mean, case in point, when they selected James Wiseman in the draft. And it's funny that year, another guy who wasn't athletic enough, who slipped in that draft, was Tyrese Halliburton, who went 12. And he turned out to be pretty good.
Hey, listen, I have been my entire life. It has been you're too small. How do you do? You're too small to do this. Just like, well, why? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It's like either you can have success and play or you can't. And people that have success and keep moving up the ladder, whatever that deficiency you say they have, somehow they've been able to overcome it and still be a success. And so that at some point you got to just be able to say, well, damn, they can play.
Yeah. Steve Kerr's in the final year of his contract, and he said they're not going to talk about it during the season. He's in no rush to discuss the deal. They trust each other. They'll talk about it at the end and map out the future together and, see how this season goes. He's the next coach of the San Antonio Spurs, isn't he?
No, I'm not.
Poor Mitch is going to get canned after a year.
No, I'm not going there because Mitch is my boy, Stanford boy.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm rooting for Mitch the whole way. To me, know what that means? Bro, I got enough money. I have enough stability in my life that I don't need to worry about what's going to happen to me after this contract. That's what that means to me.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, whether it's I'm going to re-sign here with the Warriors, I'm going to not coach again, I'm going to go and coach somewhere else, I'm going to be a consultant. That lets me know that I am so comfortable in my skin that I'm not worrying about a next contract. So there's a lot of other people who are out there who may be starting a career, maybe in the middle of a career, where those things, you need years on another contract to continue to sustain your livelihood. There are other people that get to a certain point in life where that doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
It's not going to affect their life at any other point. And so for him, it's like, well, I'm not about to be worrying about this all year. We're going to either get it done at the end of the year or we not. And if we don't, thank you. I had a fantastic ride. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
That's what that to me, that's called security. That's what we all aim to be, secure in life, to where you can make decisions like, I'm cool. I'm going to do this because I want to. And if I don't want to,
there was an article about the top 25 trades in the NBA since 2000. Top 25 trades since 2000. Number 22 on the list in the top 25 was the Grizzlies getting Zebo for Quentin Richardson.
yeah,
That's a pretty good deal.
that turned out to be a fantastic deal. Not against Q, but that was.
That's when Q was on 3 teams in a week, I think. Because we acquired him from somebody and then traded him for
Did the
Zebo.
move. Hey, listen, I've been there, Q. Don't worry about it. I know what it feels like to be wanted.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then number 2 on the list of the top 25 is the Lakers getting Powell from the Grizz.
Oh,
Now, it turned out great for the Grizzlies, but these are trades at the time, what they did for the teams, the biggest trades in NBA history. And that was huge. And, he won 2 championships?
Yes. That was that's what it was, a bridge for the Lakers to keep them that kept them as the Los Angeles Lakers atop all of the standings and giving them chance to win.
Have you been watching the WNBA finals?
I have. Oh, the finals? No. I have not. Honest, and I watched. Then I came home last night after our game, and on NBA TV they were playing it, and but it was just a rerun. I was watching why is this? How is this on? But it was a rerun, and I watched just a little bit of it. But I had watched up until the finals, and I just, I was in.
Your Bob Marley shirt?
Yeah, I was in Bob Marley town, so it wasn't really worrying about basketball.
Hockey starts tonight. Who are you picking this year?
This year, I'm going to ride with Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers?
I'm going to go out on a limb. It's like somebody at the beginning of the year saying, baseball, who you going to go with? I'm going to go with the Dodgers. I did a lot of research to come up with these answers.
Well, we'll have it covered all season long here on Night Court. Did you see the Arizona Cardinals loss to the Titans this week?
Oh my God! Did I see that?
I bet the Cardinals.
You bet the Cardinals?
I bet the Cardinals, and it was the worst fourth quarter of football you could ever imagine.
Were they on bad beats?
I don't think they were.
They had that. How could that not have been?
Because I don't think he does the obvious ones. I think because he's always playing like Georgetown against Yale or whoever. Morgan State. That's right. That's right.
How about that catch? That was amazing.
That was.
But the worst part was he does it and it goes out, but then he was on the bench and the coach was treating him like it was his son. You know how you get upset with your child and you really don't want to do you little. He sunned him on the sideline.
Yeah.
And then,
man, that was horrendous.
But I don't understand. Like for the life of me, this was the second guy to do it because somebody else did it the Colts. They did. Like why? Like I don't understand the infatuation with dropping the ball so quickly. Like I don't like when it happens. I'm just like I don't like. Why are you? Like why would you do? Like you did all of that work. You literally just take the ball with you.
Keep the ball.
Just
spike it.
I'm like, dude made a fantastic run. The run was just, man, hits the hole and he was gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
And they just.
What was that?
And then the interception, fumble.
Touch for the Titans.
For the touchdown.
Interception,
what?
Tackle,
but then like three dudes kicked the ball.
Kicked the ball to the end zone.
My God.
That's what it took for the Titans to get their first win.
Oh. How much you watching the baseball playoffs?
None.
All right.
I know. I watched last night. I watched my Brewers. They got a good win.
They're up 2-0 on the Cubs.
That was a good win last night. I watched that one because I got home and it was on. So I adopted the Brewers after going to opening day.
That's right. Last year. That was fun.
Day.
Brewers up 2-0 on the Cubs and Dodgers up 2-0 on Philadelphia, winning both in Philadelphia. Dang. So is
that the last four teams?
No, and then that's the National League. The American League,
American
you got the Yankees are down 2-0 to the Blue Jays, and the
Blue Jays
and the Tigers and Mariners are tied at 1.
Tigers and the Mariners. These are some teams that are Tigers, Mariners. The Blue Jays are back.
Blue Jays won the division, yeah.
Right,
and they scored 23 against the Yankees in the first 2 games.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. This is my first year of not having any engagement with baseball, really. Yeah. Usually I get to this time and I'm on. This has been bad.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it. Shout-outs, toast shout out.
Toast to everybody at FedEx Forum.
That's what I was going to say.
I beat you to it. That's doggone right. It was good to see our family back at FedEx Forum, man. I love walking around, seeing everybody. And I did not go upstairs, Roberto.
That's all right. It's preseason. It's weird. Our schedules are weird.
But tomorrow we got.
Tomorrow we will.
For Wednesday's game, we got to go upstairs.
Yeah.
So shout out to everybody, our family down at FedEx Forum. Love y'all.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's awesome. That was the best part of being there last night.
Man, you can say that again.
People. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be better. Who are we playing tomorrow?
We got Boston.
Boston.
A revamped.
I'll be ready.
Revamped Boston team. You know it's not good when I'm the one that knows. the next team is. When Fish is asking me who we're playing, not good.
When I asked too, I was like, he might not know the answer either.
That'd be a doggone shame. Both of us up here want to talk Grizzlies. Who you guys work for? FanDuel. Work for FanDuel.
All right, that'll do it for us this week here on Night Court. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. And, of course, you can follow the show on Twitter at NightCourt22. And you can follow each of us at The Fish Nation and at Brevin Knight 22. That's on Twitter. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with you again next week here on Night Court.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Night Court podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.